So my idea is to use some old recycled roof gutter, cut it into lengths and then zigzag it down some timber posts that can be fixed into the ground. The water can trickle from one to the other. When it gets to the bottom, it goes into a pot and gets pumped back up to the top so I can do it all again. Now, gutters come in all different types of profiles and you need to get your hands on some of these end caps. So make sure you get the one that matches your gutter. I'm going to rivet that in there and then just seal the edges with glue because I want them to be watertight and I want the water to only trickle where I let it trickle. The secret to digging a nice, tight, deep hole are these two-handed shovels. You just can't do it with a spade. As the post, I'm just using some recycled hardwood. They cost the princely sum of $2 each at the tip. And I'm not worrying about rapid set or concrete either. I'm just going to ram the earth, go old school. It's a better way to do it for something like this, especially when it's in a garden bed, because you're not going to end up with big blobs of concrete in the ground. The little gutter brackets cost you $2 each, so I've spent $16 on them, and you can just bend them over with your hand. The only thing you need to concentrate on is to make sure you've got that fall happening. So hydroponics always sounds so confusing, but it's really quite simple. I've just got an old pot here, which is going to be the reservoir. Fill that with water. I'm going to run it up, trickle it down through here, and what's not drawn up by the plants goes back into that little trough, and the cycle keeps going. Best thing about it, the plants aren't relying on you for their water or nutrients. And for a touch of class, I've gone with copper to get the water from the pond to the top of this planter. You could use PVC or even irrigation pipe, but the copper, it looks $1 million. And if this fails, I could always use it to pull people off stage. It's important when you're picking a pump that you read how high it can lift water. It might move 1 million litres a minute, but only horizontally. This little one can move water 2 metres in the air. And the reason why I'm using a soft piece of tube and I've cut a nice long length is because it's easier to pull out when this is full of water and wash it out here away from disturbing anything in there. It's a simple thing when you're installing it, but it makes it a lot easier to maintain. Now I'm drilling holes at the lower end, just using a 6mm bit. I'm going to run the whole thing without any plants or aggregate in it, just to see if I get the flow right between each one. If I need to make the holes bigger, it's a lot easier to do it without the plants in there. It's only been running for about a minute, and you can see that the holes I've drilled aren't big enough and the water's backing up. I've got a cordless drill, so I can't electrocute myself. Made the hole bigger, the flow rate greater. And I reckon as a guarantee, I should put at least 2 holes at each end. If one gets clogged up, the other one can still work. There's the amount of lettuces that would have taken up the whole same space on the ground. Now, when you take them out, you can plunge them into a bucket of water and wash all the soil off if you like, or you can leave it there and cover the whole thing with scoria. It's just a lightweight material that helps your plants stand up. It doesn't hold water and doesn't hold nutrients. It's just like an anchor. You can pretty much grow anything you like. I've got a bit of oregano, some garlic, and a heap of lettuce. In other words, what we eat. There's no reason it can't look pretty either with a few flowers. Marigolds are fantastic as companion planting. Now, odour send off a certain scent that scares off pests and bugs. It's up and it's running. It looks fantastic and it's practical. Now, to trick it up, once every fortnight or so, I'm going to give it a splash of liquid fertilizer. It's going to grow, it's got plenty of sun, and I'm going to get food in my belly. I reckon the kids will be proud of me. Finally, after 43 years, I finally learned something at school.